Welcome, everyone. Temple time. So excited all of you are popping in. So tonight, Source Light School. Tonight is the first night. And I open most of my classes up like this. I do the first night for everybody. If anybody wants to come or watch, they can. And just make sure that you don't want to join us. So you've been hearing me Twitter about this. So tonight we get to play. But the first thing we're going to do, as always, is call in sacred space. So let's take a minute. Let's all breathe. We are right at the beginning of a new moon today. So let's just take a minute and breathe in and drop down. Exhale, send your roots all the way down into Mother Earth. If we still were indigenous, we'd all be gathering somewhere in a lodge, if you're female, by ourselves. So we're doing that again tonight. And probably some various and sundry brothers that are joining us as well. So just drop that energy down and then inhale. Draw that earth energy up through your body, send it up and out through the top of the head, connecting all the way up to the heart of the divine above us. And then inhale, draw that cosmic energy back down, all the way down through your body, and connect above and below. And then connecting to that flow, activate the as above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. So we move to the north and we welcome Mother Earth. We give thanks that we're here in a body doing this sacred work. And then we move to the south and we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean, current emotions. We welcome love and joy and abundance and flow. Then moving to the west, we welcome air and mind, focus and clarity, all of our guides, angels, allies, and helpers. Moving to the east, we welcome fire, movement, passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome our divine feminine and our divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies and we call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize this energy through us. We welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into the circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, and dance with us for our mutual benefit. All right, we're not going to fool around. We're just going to dance with the regular songs that we always dance to. Here we go. All right. This is really happening. So let's just take a minute. I'm going to stop the share for just a minute and let everybody see everybody. Well, the ones that are letting us see you. Yeah, there's some folks on here. Yay. Welcome, welcome. All right. I'm looking specifically for the gal that I saw get into my personal classroom. I want to make sure she's not lost in the ethers. It looks like she might be. I don't see her. Inga, are you here, honey?
Yes, welcome from Singapore.
Okay, good, good. I saw that you that at one point you signed into a different room, and I was worried that you were lost, but you're
Yeah,
not.
I was checking if everything is working. So
Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, good to see all your happy faces. Um, all right, let's get busy. Gonna get busy tonight. So tonight is gonna be a little different. I'm gonna be teaching. You know, when we come together in temple time, usually it's to bring you an experience. And you're going to get that. We're going to do that at the end, just like always. We're going to do the meditation. I'm going to give you a light infusion, all of that. But because this is the first class of Source Light School, I'm going to teach the class and I'm going to tell you what I would tell you if you were in that class. And some of you are, most of you, a lot of you are. So tonight, you'll see I have a lot of lists. And the reason is to keep myself on track because I could talk about this till midnight. And you'll hear why in just a moment. But here's my plan, my loose plan. I'm going to give you the full short version of the story of how this all came to be. And then some of the things we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about grounding and why it's so important. And we're going to talk about trauma. That should be clearing, not clearing. Trauma clearing, what it means and why you need to do it. I am going to give you what we're affectionately calling the protocol, just because I don't know what else to call it. It's kind of like a prayer, but it's a way for you to do what I do every day to keep this portal to my soul open. And what I see, it's almost like in the past 3 weeks, I speak a different language. And I can watch people shadow box with themselves because they're operating from here, which is totally racked with fear and programming from childhood, from TV, from all the screens we're on. And they'll fight with this forever and just stay here and not make any headway. And all they'd have to do is drop down like we have been doing when I lead you there and stay in their heart and make decisions from there. And everything in their life could change. And I say it to them, and it's like they don't hear me. It's like, okay. So I've developed a tool that you can use to do this for yourself. And I'm going to give it to you tonight. And you can use it. And I'm going to give you other tools and resources. My goal, and I'll come back to that in a minute, is to begin to help you. And I've posted both in the classroom for those of you that are in class and in the, I think I sent out, no, I put it in the classroom and I sent it out in an email. And all of these videos that I've done are on the YouTube account. So all of you can go watch them. But they're just those little meditations that we did in Temple Time and that we did with the chat with your soul, the fireside chat with your soul, to get you in the door. And what I am convinced of is that there's 3 steps to this whole thing. What we have to do right now, and we should have had this information, to me, this feels like we're way behind the gun, but we should have been doing this for a bit. But we have to restructure our energy body and our light body so that we can begin to receive all the new light and information that's hitting the planet, digest it and use it. And that is important, because if we don't, it's going to take us out. And we'll talk about all the different levels of why that could happen. But mainly, this is going to cause you, and that's why I need to be upfront with you. If you engage these processes, you're going to have to do your trauma clearing. And it's not like years of counseling. It's like, get a tool. Ho'oponopono is a fast and easy, down and dirty. And when weird stuff starts to pop in your head, stupid stories that you know are pointless, you just forgive them in the moment and tell your soul, tell your guides, get this out of my way. And I'm going to show you how to do this. Down and dirty, easy. Don't make it a big deal. The reason that's our goal. But in order for us to be able to do that, we have to start firing on all 12. And right now we fire on the 3rd. And we don't even know about 1st and 2nd. And 1st is the one that we need. It's our wisdom. It is not contaminated by the screens. So when I take you to your soul, yes, it feels good. It feels great. We should be feeling that all the time. And we just never knew we could or should. But we start there. This is our wisdom center and nowhere else. And I've taught that in those 3 classes. So I'm not going to teach it tonight. We'll go deeper into it in the next class. I want to give you this tool tonight so that you all can get started for yourselves. But our goal is to introduce you throughout this whole year to your 12 dimensions and their gifts so you can start using them. Many of you already do. You just may not realize that's what you're doing. Or you may have these little things that'll happen and you'll go, huh, that's cool. You don't tell anybody about it, but you keep using it. Even if it's silly things like having I used to, when I lived in Lawrence, we always were looking for parking spaces. And I used to have a parking space fairy. I'd call her in every single time so I could find a park. And she found me one every single time. That's a 4th dimensional tool. I had no idea that's what that was. So we do those things. We just don't know. And we have access to all of them all the time. Some of you have had experiences since you did the Enchanted Weekend, where you planned your Enchanted Year. Maybe not all of you, but some of you have had little things turn on. That's what happens when you connect with your soul. He does that. I know, me either, Donna. So our goal then is to help you begin to use those tools to work in your life. We're going to need them. 2024 is the year of manifesting, but it's also the year of change and transition. And some of that may feel like this. So you need to be in contact with your wisdom. And that's my purpose here in this class. And I do need to always give the disclaimer, especially, and I think I've said this to many of you. This is fresh off the press. When you hear the story, it's like you're getting it as fast as I am. So it's coming through my filter. So just know that, and know that I may make mistakes. There may be things that I may change my mind about, or that, so there's nothing written in stone here. I'll give you this protocol if you want to change it. If you want to change the words so that it feels better to you, I don't care. This is about you finding a practice that gets you in the door and keeps you there. So that's my goal. And if you need help with that, I'll do everything I can to help you. So I'm going to go through this little story really quickly here. The day this all began for me was fall equinox. I was in a session, a ceremony, an equinox ceremony with Cheryl Prince and Emer Stassen. And I was very shocked, intrigued, freaked out about a lot of the information that they shared. And so I booked a session with Cheryl. And you've heard me say, do your trauma healing. I'm the queen of trauma healing. I've been doing that my whole professional career in some form or fashion, helping other people do that, doing it for myself. Past life regression therapist, I've looked at all kinds of past lives. I missed one. And Cheryl found it. And it was one that had blocked everything. Now, you have to remember, this is about the time that all of this big light, because what I'm going to share with you is that everything we're doing in here, there are a lot of other teachers teaching this similar something. They'll call it a different name right now. They launched at the same time I did. And it came in probably close to the same time mine did. I just started seeing them as I was putting this out there. So this information is hitting the planet now, really loud, really hot and heavy. And I have no attachment if you get it through me, but get it through someone. So Cheryl moves in and she finds a lifetime that I hadn't seen. And she moves this block for me. And I'm in shock once again, more shocked. You know, I had the session with her. I booked it to just pick her brain, and she rocked my world. And so immediately after, and I have all the resources that I used. I am going to send you there. It's like, if you want to take this deeper, and what we do in class doesn't get you as deep as you want to go, then I will suggest you do some of the same things that I did. And I have them all on your homework sheet. So immediately after I booked that session, she has a free guided meditation that takes you through all your dimensions. This is before I started learning about dimensions. So I did the guided meditation, and I met my 12th dimensional self. And in an instant, and I'd always known this, and I do this in my sessions with people, but in that instant, I felt right here in my heart the love that Creator has for this planet, like explosive. And I knew in that moment that that's what I was supposed to bring here. And that all these other things that we're doing, you know, Mom had been talking to me. She'd been telling me, you know, saying stuff like, I need more light. I need a light infusion. I don't need more stuff. I need more light. And I stuff like that comes in all the time. So I just kind of file it away and don't pay attention to it till something like this happens. So, long story short, I met my soul, and it was like, whoa, that was fun. And I'd been studying with Elizabeth, and then all that information dropped in that we did in the enchanted meditation and class that we did at the beginning of that summit. And then I had a second session with Cheryl where she told me that I was supposed to bring something through and she didn't think anyone else could do it. I'm like, huh, no pressure. And I didn't, once again, it was just like, yeah, put that on the shelf. We'll see. And there is, if you haven't watched the Sacred Geometry series on Gaia by Robert Gilbert, that's what I was watching. And I was doing some of his little guided meditations, energy activations, and we're going to do some modified some in here because they're very potent. It's scary potent. So I'd gotten up and done my little meditation, and I was, this juice had kind of started to roll in a little bit, and so I was up early. The only other time I've ever had an experience like this was when I did my shamanic death and rebirth, and all you priestesses will have heard me say this, and I felt the energy of the priestess move up from my feet all the way up through my body. It was just like, and I was like, huh, okay, this is real. I'm going to keep doing it. Well, I got up and did my little meditation, and I'm just sitting in front of the altar, just chilling, chanting. And, and priestess, I asked for it. I didn't ask for this, or at least I didn't think I did. And all of a sudden, there was just this zip, just this line of light. I felt it just like somebody had just poked something in there. It just went all the way down through the top of my head, down through my legs, out through my feet. And my feet, the chakras on the bottom of my feet went nuts. Kathy doesn't have these. I mean, y'all may think no, this stuff doesn't happen to me. And I could feel her personality, if you will. It was, my sense is that it was more of my 12th dimensional self just moving herself in. And the reason I felt that was because there was I could feel the structures I had built in my body and in my business, and all the ways that the trappings I'd set up around myself. And it was like she just kind of walked in, slid in, looked at all that, and went, huh. Mm-hmm. And I knew in that moment, life as I knew it was over. She was going to change up everything. And I really didn't have a say-so about it. It was like, okay, we're doing this. Now, granted, it was fun. It still is. It's like the most fun I've ever had. It was scary as hell because this energy where we're getting ready to go, Carolyn Mace used to say that heaven has absolutely no concern for your personal needs. This is what she meant. It's like this part of us knows our history, all of it, our past lives, our future, knows everything, and has absolutely no concern for what we've built right out here in front of our eyeballs or what's going on, as long as it's not going to kill us. It's like this part of us was designed, as Elizabeth Wood says, to keep us from stepping out in front of a bus. It's not designed to plan our whole life, but that's what the job we've given it. And we've relegated the part of us that should be in charge to the realm of conscience. And so maybe we listen when we know we should, when we feel like we're obligated or we have to. But we can let our ego self, the well-behaved ego self, take charge. And maybe we'll listen to our wise self, maybe not. And we're making a mess, all of us. We're just accumulating, and none of it's making us happy. So I feel like this energy that came in with all that big light that's continuing to come in, we are right at the edge of the galactic rim. Galactic light is starting to hit the planet. That's what they mean by the golden age. We've been in the dark for centuries. Our bodies aren't going to know how to behave if we don't restructure them. So that's what we're going to do in here. So I'm going to go over the tool that I'm going to give you. And I'm going to go over suggestions for how you can use it for yourself. We're going to talk about grounding, because when you finally get in the door with this and get to the point where you can turn it on and off, I rarely go in where the TV is anymore. I don't even sit in my living room. I'm in here because the altar's right over there, and I'm in meditation all the time, and it is just like a blast. I filled up a journal, a big journal, like big journal. And then I just started recording myself because it was coming too fast. So you can get lost in this, and you're going to see how lost I got. Some of you that got the planner in the weekend, that was part of this download of creative energy. There's more of that coming. So it's like you can lose all track of time, all the things. Now, when I make a list, I have to put on there, do yoga, walk, drink water, eat good food, or I'll just stay there. And you can't. You have to turn this light on inside yourself and then go share it with the world. So that's why I say stay in your body, stay in 3D land, keep the kids fed. You know, nobody goes hungry, the dog goes to the bathroom, all the things. And I've been telling you, when big light comes in, all the cockroaches scatter. I can't tell you, with all the bliss and all the fun and all the happiness, I have seen so many ugly pieces of myself. If you have a child that tells you, Mom, that hurt my feelings, you'll notice. So it's like all of that stuff will creep to the surface. That's why you need tools, and I've given you some in all of this. So as they arise, don't freak out. Just forgive them and go on. That's the only reason they're here. They're not here to get you to engage like you did before. They're here for you to clean it out so that the next time that light hits, it's a straight shot and it goes right to your creative center, and you're able to manifest or create whatever mama needs for you to create. So your goal every day, if you choose to accept it, is to connect with your first dimensional self, like we've been doing. You can call that your I am presence. You can call it your soul. You can call it your source light. I picked that word because it's not attached too much to anything else. And some of those words trigger people. But when we get to the protocol, I'm going to tell you, put in your own word, whatever feels right to you. This is about you connecting with big you. That's it. No dogma, nothing. Just you getting in touch with your personal source. And put it in charge instead of your ego, fear, mind. And I know you've heard this other places. I don't think I have it written anywhere. Lucky for you. But you'll hear me say this over and over. Get off the screens. Be very picky about the time you spend in front of them. And then go outside, lay on the ground, take a nap, drink water, do anything, read a book. But let your mind rest and be deprogrammed. When you connect to your soul every day, transformation is going to happen. Trust it and let it. Because after a while, and you know, this was the scary part for me, after a while, you develop a relationship with this part of yourself in a way you've never had before. It's not like the parent that's sitting on your shoulder going, you know, you shouldn't do that, or you know, you ought to call your mother, or whatever it is, right? It's not that. It is like the best love affair ever. And it's, all you have to do is just show up and be there. But then you can also begin to work with your soul. I said, coach it so that you get what your physical life needs. And the divine gets, you know, you get to meet and fulfill the plan that you had originally. And so you work together as a team. And this feels elegant. It feels rich. It feels soft. And it's not hard at all. It's gentle and loving. The energy that lives inside of here, that came with you from where we all came from. I've said it before, it's the biggest love you can imagine. It's beyond what you can imagine. It's going to take care of you. You're going to be okay. But if you, it's like, if we continue to be the unruly children, it's anybody's guess. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you an anatomy lesson. And this, it'll sound similar to what we all know about the energy body, but it's very basic. And it's kind of like a do-over. There will be some things that'll be similar that we all know about. And then there'll be some things that we've maybe never heard of, but that make a lot of sense. But for tonight, very, very basic. So here they are, the three parts. Your soul, or your source light center point that we've talked about, which is housed right there deep inside your heart space with all those cells that know you from the beginning. So that's what we call your source light center point, but you can call it anything you want. That's one piece. The second is the golden spiral. So most of us know that there's a pillar of light that runs from way up here above our heads, all the way down through the center of our body, all the way down into the earth. Some people call that the golden spiral, and for want of a better word, that's just what we've called it. And the reason I'm saying we is because I've been working on this with Jamel Maloney. And so we've been playing with this together, and she's been using it with her clients. So that's why I say we've both been playing around, and we've had some amazing results. And then your source light energy field. So similar, I mean, your energy field that you know about, that electromagnetic field, is still right here around your body. But there's also, well, I'll show you the picture. And this pic, well, maybe I won't show it to you yet. It's what I've been calling our own personal Indra's net. So everybody knows, or lots of people know, that there is the system that manifests everything in the physical realm, on the realm of physics. They call it Indra's net. It's like a crystalline net. Some, in CCT, we call it the crystalline grid. But it's a net that everybody's kind of entangled with, like a soup, and everything's connected through it. Well, truth, all of us have one. We have our own personal one. Every physical thing or physical being that you know has one of their own. And the way we connect is those nets will glom on to other nets. And we learned, like tonight, my net is open to you, and your net is open, semi-open to me. And so we're learning from each other. Hopefully you're learning a lot more than what's coming out of my mouth because of that. So none of us knew that before. And this is actually what we're going to learn in a month. In the second month, we're going to learn about our net. We're going to reconstruct it. But we weren't really told that there was net hygiene, or that we could actually use that to protect ourselves. And the way I see it, they talk about the golden cord. There we have one above our heads, we have one below our feet. So those plastic net bags that the fruit comes in, that they'll squish together flat to nothing, but if there's a piece of fruit in it, they'll just be around it. That's what our net looks like around our body. And when it goes up, it just squishes into a cord that goes all the way through the 12th. This is very rudimentary, all the way up. And then that other little tail goes all the way down. And the tail connects with Mama Gaia. Mama Gaia's got one that's just around her body. That is the net that isn't all the chaos. It's hers. It's her life force energy. And we connect to that. So we have a symbiotic relationship with both. And none of us are really taught that stuff, let alone how to use it or turn it on. And so we just kind of shadow box in it, and we see what's happening out here in this world. And we let all of everybody else's fear and stuff come in. And nobody's told us not to open our net to everyone. And so we do. And so we're not really comfortable here very much. That is why we're doing this class. So this is a sacred geometry symbol. We will learn more about that way later on down the pike. But this is the symbol I use for your source light point. This is like this little dot here in the middle is it's the beginning of everything. That's what it symbolizes. You'll notice this symbol is the symbol for the sun in the astrological charts. You'll see it a lot of places. It looks like a medicine wheel. There's a reason for that. But for our purposes, this is your point. This is your soul right here in your heart. That's number one. Number two, look at this. That golden spiral. It kind of has that it's not static. It has movement. to it. That's why they call it a spiral. It starts up here at the top above your head. So there's another chakra point up there, and I will lead you in a meditation to find it. And it goes straight down. It doesn't follow necessarily the Hara line, doesn't follow your spinal cord. It doesn't, some people connect with the Sushumna in Indian tradition. This is just a straight line column of light. It runs right through the center of your body, keeps you alive. And you'll see that there's a picture here where you can see how it looks inside of you. Here's the only thing I could come up with for pictures of the net. So you'll notice how there's like lots of different nets here in this little artist's rendition. And this kind of looks like one of those little socks, except it just doesn't have a tail. I just imagine, you remember those little sperm babies that were headed toward Earth in the last video? That's what I imagine we look like when we come down as little light beams. At any rate, there's another little picture over here that shows another net that looks a little bit more like what I would imagine. It's just, you know, weird looking. At any rate, you get the idea. And we're going to call that your source light energy body, because that's what it is. It's your little protection field. You will get to the point, and I do this already, you'll get to the point where you can build that little cocoon around you and just go in there and get nourished and feel better. Feel that source light just bathe your body and all your cells. It's what we've been supposed to be doing. So we're going to do it again. But we got to start at the beginning. So there's the three parts, and that's the first step. Here's the protocol. So I'm just going to read it to you. And what I want to say to you, and I'm going to take you through everything step by step, but what I want to say to you is that you can get up in the morning and read this, but by the time I read it, I've already done it in meditation. But if you don't have time to do that, just read it. It is a way for you to drop in and connect to your soul. And what you are, your goal for the next 2 weeks, those of you that are in class, as often as you can, every day, if you can, connect to your soul. Have a conversation if you have time. Get to know the real you. Next time in class, we'll do a lot more work on that. But we need to get you in the door. This is how you get in. So this is what I say every morning. And I'll show you here real quick. You have handouts like this in the classroom, those of you that are in class. So you have one that looks like this. Every morning after my meditation, I sit down and look at my day. And I decide what I want my day to look like, and I write it down. And then I say this, and I'll show you why right now. So here's what I say first. Now I put my hand on my heart. I acknowledge and connect to my source light. If you don't like that word, my soul, you can say I am present, whatever you want to call this. I shine my source light through my golden spiral and activate my source light energy field. And you can change these words as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. But these are what I always choose for my day. I don't use the word protection anymore because that infers that I need it. When you are in touch with your soul, you're pretty much safe. So I say I choose the frequency of safety, contentment, and harmony throughout this day. I can feel that wash over me when I say it. But if you need something else, maybe you need courage, maybe you need commitment, you can put anything in there. That's yours. Now, some of you may know what Merkaba means, some of you may not. Just trust me, it's your energy body. We'll learn more about it later. So, and all you're doing when you say this is you're aligning your energy body with the harmonies of the sacred geometry of this planet. That's all it says. I activate within my Merkaba the harmony of the sacred geometries of this planet. Now, you're going to ask me what the source light symbols are and the source light frequencies. I have a list of the frequencies and they're just words. If you don't like the 60 words I pick, you can pick your own. I will put that list. It's a down and dirty list right now in the classroom. It will be a lovely list with a little book and a card deck by our next class. So it's already almost ready. So that's coming. But until then, just say this, and you can go look at the frequencies in the classroom. The symbols are the 5 geometric solids and 2 other sacred geometric symbols that aren't used commonly. But that's what the source light symbols are. We'll learn all about that later. That's what the 60 light frequencies are, just things like love, abundance, joy, lots of different really cool ones. So what you're going to say is I activate all the source light symbols and the 60 light frequencies in my source light point, my golden spiral, and my source light energy field. That just lights them all up. And then if you've made a little list of the things you want for your day, I infuse into my source light point, my golden spiral, and my source light energy field the actuality of, and then put down your desired outcomes. Just say them. If you don't have any particular desired outcome, just say that you stay in light and love. Whatever you want for your day, that's what you fill in the blank right there. And then I activate the harmonies of these geometries, outcomes, and frequencies within my source light energy field and shine these energies out into my world to bless everyone, everything, and every situation I meet. I ask to connect to my source light energy point, my source light energy field, and to connect my field to and through the source light energy field of Gaia. And what that does, connects you to your soul, which is connected to your high soul, connects you to the earth, and sets the course for your day. I promise you, your life will change. Then I threw this in at the bottom because the trauma clearing became such an issue. I was afraid I was going to hurt somebody's feelings really bad. And so I started throwing this in at the end. And you can use this as often as you need to, anytime anything comes up. I ask that my source light system be cleared of anything not supportive of my source light. May I stay in alignment with love and my source light, and may my light shine and bless all beings. And so it is. That's optional, but I feel like eventually you'll probably just want to include that. So you can see this is short and sweet. You'll have it memorized in no time. The changes that you'll see in your world are way worth the effort. And hang on, there's a little bit more. So for the next 2 weeks, connect to your soul daily. Read the protocol or Put your hand on your heart, drop in and meditate for a little bit. I'm going to lead you in a little mini one. Talk to your soul. Have conversations. Journal. Ask your soul every day. Ask this question. We'll talk more about this in 2 weeks. Who am I? Who am I really? Who am I today? Today, I'm a teacher. Today, I was a mom. Today, I was a ex-wife caring for an ex-husband. That's who I was in 3D land. Who am I really? What am I being really here? See what pops in your head. Just write down 3 every day and see what you come up with. We've talked about clearing trauma. I'm going to give you a list of resources. You already have, those of you that are in this class, you already have Made for Miracles. There's a link to it in the classroom. The second video teaches about step 4, which is forgiveness. That's where you do most of the clearing. It has Ho'oponopono instructions. It has EFT instructions. If those sing to you, use them. If you have something you like better, use it. And I also have some other resources. Here they are. The reason all this is here is because of the new light hitting the planet. It came through me because Cheryl moved that thing out of me, and there was room for it to come in. This is going to happen to everyone. It'll either be great or it'll be horrible. Because, you know, some people get slammed with this energy. It doesn't know where to go. We need to be pulling it all the way down into second chakra. That's where we need to hold our excess energy. But when it comes in, we catch it here because this is where we spend all our time, and we all get migraines. It doesn't know where to go. We'll work on that, but we've got to get you in the door. So do the protocol, talk to your soul, clean the stuff as it comes up. You can send an email to this email right here. This is the assistant to Elizabeth Wood. Free trauma healing resources. Excellent, excellent information. She goes right to the heart of it. And she's the one that taught me. So it's like, use that. Made for Miracles, like I said, free in your classroom. And then there's tons of, everywhere you look, people are doing trauma healing. There's plenty of resources out there. Find one that feels good to you. And keep working on yourself. It's really about when those weird memories come up, you'll notice you want to go to blame. You want to get mad at someone. Just go to yourself. It's like you called it in, you made the choices, you were hanging out in the wrong spot. Doesn't matter. Just go, oh, wow. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for putting up with my shit. I love you. That's it. You just keep owning it, digesting it, and releasing it. It's in the past. It doesn't matter. It's just in your way right now. And think about lots of little humans crawling around in the dark for millennia. We didn't know what we were doing. We made some mistakes. Oh, well, let them go. Somebody's turning on the light, and now we can see the messes we made. So we're just going to clean them up and treat it like that. Don't make it a trauma drama. Just It's like, it's time to do something new, and we're going to do that. So this is my process every day, and I share this with you so you have a template, and then I'm going to take you through it. Next week, I'll give you some of the meditations I was using when all of this entered. Not this week. This week, you just get plugged in. But I usually get up and I do a little meditation. I plug into that golden spiral, connect with my soul. I'll take you through all of that tonight. And then once I've done that, and that takes hours sometimes. I mean, that's when all the downloads of information come in. But once I've done that, then I will look at my planner and look at my day. And I'll make a little list and then write it down, read my protocol, and then I'll get up and do my day. This process starts for me at between 3 and 4 a.m. I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm telling you that that's how excited I am to get up, and that I will go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock so I can do that. No, I gave you the classroom, honey. So Donna, this is the Source Light classroom, not the Priestess classroom. And Source Light is in a different spot. And it was the welcome. And when you go to the Source Light classroom, scroll down to where it says Module 1. And there'll be Module 1 preparation, and all of the links are in there. Okay. Okay. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to lead you all and get you in. This is what your handouts look like. Here's just the daily protocol that we just went over. Here's the one with the place to write your outcomes if you want it. All of this is going to be in the classroom. And then these are just examples of some of the frequencies. Jamel helped a lot with this too. She did most of them. Oh, my internet's unstable. Am I freezing? That sucks. Hang on. It's getting cold here. I'm going to see if I can. Oh no, it says it's me. Okay, so cross your fingers that I don't lose you. If I do, it'll only be for a second, but I'm going to hotspot the phone. Okay. Yeah. Okay, hang on here. There we are. Oh, it says it's hooked up. Okay. Everybody still there? Okay. Cool beans. All right. So this is just an example, but there's 60 of these, and you can add your own. It's like if you're curious about what those frequencies are, there they are. So here's what you can hope for if you do the practices and really start to connect with your soul. You begin to make your decisions from wisdom, not fear. You decrease the vibration of panic in your creations. Most of us set intentions from a place of, well, there's two different places, the classic places. One is like, oh my God, I got to pay the rent and the sky is falling, or I really want to go on that cruise or whatever it is. And so and there's nothing wrong with that. I want to be clear, there's nothing wrong with that. The other place is well, basically, the bad place is fear. And for many of us, because this is the only place we look, and this is the only lens we look out of, every intention we set has that remnant underlying it. And so it's kind of like we put it out there and we cross our fingers and hope, and maybe it'll work. But underneath, it's always like there is no trust in the universe. We don't think anyone's got our back. That's because we're up here and not down here. When you're down here, it is very quiet. There's no chaos. You're not afraid that somebody's going to blow up somebody else. You're not afraid that somebody's going to steal all your money, or all the things that they bombard you with is gone. That's the place you want to make intentions from. No fear. So that vibration of panic drops out. You begin to have more confidence. You know, Jamel, I hope you don't mind me sharing this. I think she's out there somewhere. She used to come to me and giggle and just go, Kathy, the fear is gone. She's a mom. She has justifiable fear. She sends her kids to public school every day. She's not afraid anymore. That's what happens when you do this. You begin to learn real trust. You begin to manage your life better. Things get easier. Life gets fun. You can't wait to get up in the morning. You're excited for each new day. Life has sparkle again. And creativity just keeps coming. That is what I want for you. That's the only reason we're playing. So we're just going to play. So this is the handout that's in the classroom. Thanks, Jan. And I've gone over it before. Drop in, meditate with your soul, read the protocol, clear your trauma. And here's the Made for Miracles classroom. Here's Suzette's email. It says do the protocol every day. Now, this, I think in the classroom, you can click on it. Obviously, I can't click on it here. If it doesn't work for you to click on it, then I'll send a live link when I send out the recording, because that's just what Microsoft gives you when you copy and paste it. It's not the literal. It's like if you type that in, it's not going to take you anywhere, but it's hooked to a link on the handout. And I think if you just click it while it's still in the classroom before you print it out, it'll take you there. For those of you that did Enchanted, if you got lifetime, well, even if you didn't, if you still have access to the website, you can go to Cheryl's page, and her free meditation is her free gift. So you can get to her website that way. But the link should be in your handout. Good. Thanks, Tabitha. Her private sessions are extremely reasonably priced. If you're in the States, it'll probably be $10 to $15 more because of taxes, but very well worth it. So if what we do in here, you don't feel like it pushes you to the place you want to be, go get a session. It'll just take one or two. Go get a session with her, do the free meditation, see if you don't have some breakthroughs. And I also put the Sacred Geometry series. If you have Gaia, go watch it. And then I'm going to put up a WhatsApp for this class so we can go in there and talk with each other. So those of you that are in the class that are signed up, Cheryl Prince, Prince, and her website is 5D Theater. She's in the UK. Okay. Questions, anyone, before we move into the quiet part of the gooey, ooey gooey part of our class?
A quick question.
Sure.
Just curious, did you say the classes goes all year?
Mhm.
Yeah, cool.
It's like going to be every 2 weeks. And all of this information I sent out in an email, but I'll tell you right now, and I'm going to do my best to get everybody's calendars up. I don't like calendars because I never stick to them, but I'll appease you all and give you a calendar. At any rate, every other Thursday, I'm going to teach the class twice because I'm going to spoil you like that once. So I'm going to teach it at 1:00 p.m. in the afternoon, Central Time. And that's for people in Europe that want to be in person, people that are on the other side of the world, and anyone else that wants it during the day. And then I have very dedicated husbands in here that want to come with their partners. So I'm going to do one at night. So 7:00 Central Time, possibly 6, move it up a little bit for some of the people all the way around the other side of the world. But I'll do it twice. You can come to either one. You can come to both if you want, but you can come to either one, and I'll put both recordings in the classroom. So you'll have access to them for sure. Any other questions? Okay, we are way over time, but I don't care. I wanted to see how long we'd go. We're not way over, a little bit. But what I want you to do right now is just ponder for a minute. If I said, well, what are your desired outcomes for next week? And for those of you that are in class already, what are your desired outcomes for the next 2 weeks? For those of you that are here for Temple Time and may not be back around for a bit, what's your desired outcomes for the coming months? This is a new moon. We'll put some in. Yes, the duration of the course is a year. We got 12 dimensions. My goal is to do a dimension a month. Okay. Anybody else have a question? Know what your desired outcomes are. And then I'm going to just have you sit back and relax, close your eyes, and we're going to take a little journey. I'm going to lead you on a little meditation to get you in. I'm also going to help you find the, okay. Love you, Jamel. Thanks. So Jamel was here. Yay. Okay. I'm also going to connect you to that golden spiral so you can feel it in your body. And then we'll go in and visit with your soul a little bit. And then we're going to do a light infusion so that you can get an activation for tonight. If I'll see how we feel when we get through this. We may dance. I may just close sacred space and let you all stay in the juice. We'll see how it goes. Okay. All right. So everybody just sit back and close your eyes. Settle in. Everybody just take a big breath. It's been a lot of digesting information. So maybe just roll your shoulders a little bit, get back in your body and breathe. Take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale, just drop into your body. And notice how your body feels. Before we do this meditation, just notice how you're feeling right now, what you're thinking. Be honest with yourself. Just notice. And then just breathe a little bit. Slow, easy breaths. And just place your hand on your heart, whichever one feels good. You may even notice, see if you can feel in just a little bit into your heart space. Just connect there. And from that spot underneath your hand, I want you to follow a straight line through the center of your body, all the way up through the top of your head. And you'll feel there's a spot above your head, and hopefully you'll feel it. It was about where I put my hand earlier. And it'll just be a place where your energy wants to stop. So see if you can really send your energy up there and feel it. Don't just imagine it, feel it. And if you can't feel it, then imagine it. And just imagine that big ball of light shining right up there above your head, like a bright sun. And just feel the beam of that light drop all the way down. Down through your heart, all the way down the center of your body. Dropping all the way down into the earth. About the same distance as above your head for now. And just feel yourself anchored. Feel your body wrap around that golden spiral. And you can just rest there. And then let's drop in to your heart space. So move your conscious awareness back to the space underneath your hand, your heart. And I want you to go back to remembering when you used to dream of coming to the planet. And then when you finally got to go, when there was finally a place for you, there were actually cells and a soul and a vehicle that wanted you, that loved you. that desired you, not the you that you are right now, the source you, the big love you. They wanted you. They love you. And they're still with you. Those cells, those little, every cell in your body has an I am presence, has a soul. All those little souls were calling you in, and they still surround your soul with love right there underneath your hand. Literally, physiologically, they're all still there. None of them wanted to leave you. So they just decided to hang out. So I want you to just be in the center of that love. And it may feel or look like light in there. I want you to dive into that center, that beam of light, and go deeper and deeper and deeper. Notice how quiet it is. And the deeper you go, notice how peaceful it is. Some of you may feel this giddiness, this bubbly, joyful, happy love. Just be in that and just hang out there while we do this light infusion. So I acknowledge and connect all of you to your soul, to your source light. And I ask that you shine that source light through your golden spiral and your source light energy field for this light infusion. I activate within your Merkaba the harmony of the sacred geometries of this planet. I infuse into your source light, your golden spiral, and your source light energy field the actuality of this light infusion. And I activate all the source light symbols and the 60 light frequencies in your source light point, your golden spiral, and your source light energy field. I activate the harmonies of these geometries, outcomes, and frequencies in your source light energy field and shine these frequencies into your world to bless everyone, everything, and every situation you meet. I ask that we connect individually to our personal source light energy points, source light energy fields, and that our fields connect to and through the source light energy field of Gaia. I initiate and activate the opportunity for healing and restoration in your source light point and your source light energy field. I infuse 3 synchrony source light symbols at your 3 source light energy centers, your head, your heart, and your sacral, to hold and support the fulfillment of the following outcomes and frequencies. Maintain connection to our own personal source light. Restoration of balance to our material world in all aspects. Receive the new light coming in a way that serves us and those we love. Open-hearted joy for all beings and your desired outcomes. I infuse your source light point, your golden spiral, and your source light energy field with the frequencies of clarity, compassion, passion, and still point. I declare these outcomes to be so and infuse and integrate completion into your source light point, your golden spiral, and your source light energy field. As these energies are activated and engaged, I close this infusion in the light. And so it is. So all of you can just stay in the soup for a little bit. You may want to roll your shoulders and come back out. I'm going to softly and gently tell you the rest of what's here. Next time in Source Light School, which will be Thursday the 25th, both sessions. We're going to go deeper into getting to know your soul, how to work with your soul. There'll be more meditation practices and sacred geometry. The next Source Lights or Temple time is going to be Friday the 9th, because now Thursday is Source Light School. I will leave enrollment open for a week. I'll give people time to watch the video. If they want to join, they can still. After that, we'll close it for the year. So,
What?
Mhm.
What time was temple time? I was trying to put it in my calendar and I
Oh,
didn't get it.
sorry. Temple time is always at 7.
Okay.
On Thursdays, on that first Thursday. The Thursday closest to the new moon. That's when we do it, except now it's Friday. So we'll see if there's a better night, but that was the one that I grabbed in a pinch. Anybody else have a question? Okay, if you're up for it, we're going to get up and move and get all this stuff out of our heads and into our bodies. And then we'll close sacred space. Here we go. All right, everyone. So glad to have all of you and excited for the next one already. I give thanks to the elemental forces for holding space for us tonight. I give thanks for these beautiful souls that are stepping up and doing the work. And I close this circle in the light. I will see you all next time. Good to see you, Hunter. Maybe I'll get out of here. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just hang out. Hi, Linda. I can't get out. I can't escape. Everybody's going to see this on the recording if they stay long enough.